All right, good evening, everyone. I would like to call to order the Ad Hoc District-wide Branding Initiative Committee meeting on tonight. And I would like to thank all of our staff, everyone that's here who are making, this possible. In attendance, we have Mr. Benahan, we have our board chair, we have Mr. Sokolovic, and Mr. Sistani, and all the staff. At this moment, I would like to entertain a motion to approve the meetings from our January 19, 2022 meeting.
So moved.
Second, so it's just us.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all in favor?
Aye.
With that being said, I guess we can talk about our next agenda item, which is update and discussion on local bids. I see none in the packet, but I'm assuming Mr. Testani can give us a report on how that's going, or?
I have Dr. Henry here because she's been.
Hi, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening.
So at our last meeting, we discussed consulting with a graphic designer. So it turns out that as part of our redesign of our website, Blackboard provides a graphic design service. So
Nice.
what they've done is they have sent a packet to me, which I filled out. I took all I shared with them the high school designs that were submitted as a focus group, saying that these are what our kids thought was valuable. I also shared with them the words that you all picked at our last meeting as another essentially focus group of what the priorities of the district were. And so they are in the process of taking all that information and designing some mock-ups for us. So I'm hopeful that in the next week or two, I'll get an email from them with the mock-ups. They're going to provide us multiple different ideas, which I'll bring to the committee as soon as they're ready. And then we can discuss them, and I'll go back to them with the feedback that you all have.
Good. Will they be providing style guide material as well? Okay, good.
Yeah.
I know that was like one of our concerns, and I'll also reach out to Erica to send the one pager of like everything she typed up to incorporate. So that'll be helpful for you.
Right. So what I did is I took the minutes from the last meeting, and that's what I shared with the design consultant from Blackboard. I said these were the words that we were focused on. This is what thematically what we're looking for. So I tried to share as much from last time's meeting with the design consultant.
That's good. So is that something that's already within our budget?
Yeah, it's
already
service. So when we started the process several months ago to redesign our website, if you look now when you go onto the website, there's a lot of wasted space on the sides. During COVID, it became more and more obvious that things were listed and it would go downward. There was no nice little icon, so it was a real pet peeve of mine. So we got Jeff, folks from Blackboard in, and as part of servicing us, we can redesign. So we've been in that process. And then we find out that we have this available as part of the package as well. So this is all going to be at no cost to the district.
That's good. That's really good. That's really good to hear. I know that was like one of our major concerns is if it was going to cause an extra cost for different bids or whatever the case may be. I guess, and then I'll turn over to Mr. Benham. I guess my other question would be is with the style guide, we definitely want to focus on the overall voice for the school district. So I guess we did agree to adopt every day, every kid, but making sure like that's the focus, the vibe that we want to give out throughout the district. So if we can definitely make sure that.
Absolutely. That was emphasized in what I shared with them, that's our slogan, that's our go-to is inclusion and equity for kids, every child, every day, attendance. So I was specific in the words that you all selected to make sure that those were emphasized, and ideally the designer will bring them through in the design.
Okay.
Or in the logo.
And we kind of wanted to do a launch of the website if we could simultaneously with the logo on it. So as of Monday at our technology team meeting for the district, we got an update. So they did some drone shots throughout the city of campuses, and they're doing some other I know you're working on some other parts of the, I would guess just photography of what's going to be displayed. So there's some really cool things that I think when we launch it and go live, it's going to be pretty.
Perfect.
Right, I'm collaborating a lot with the IT department, as the superintendent suggested or explained. We really want to get kids at their best. And so we have some beautiful images of the city and the schools themselves from the drone images. And so now I'm working with them to specifically get kids in motion, kids working, kids in classrooms, kids playing basketball, that sort of thing, so that along the banner of our website, it really illustrates who we are as a community.
Good.
And it's also going to be much more user-friendly on the mobile devices, which ours is not really that user-friendly on the mobile devices. So I was able to get some other districts that are the formatting on the mobile devices is much clearer and easier for parents to access, especially things like transportation, food services, and the common things that we get questions for, departments that we get calls and questions in the office, and we refer them to the website for, registrations and information on lotteries. So that's going to be much clearer across with icons that they can just click on. And then on the mobile device, as you scroll down, you'll be able to highlight those things rather than if you get on the website now, you click menu, there's drop downs. Even if you try to get to certain things, you don't know how to find them. I even get confused to find the school calendar sometimes. It's multi-steps, and it really shouldn't be for parents to do that.
Sounds good. Mr. Benham?
Yes, I know Ms. Castillo, the last time she was talking to us, suggesting all about, did she send you some information?
What she's saying is Mr. Castillo didn't send it. However, he used the meeting minutes to be able to explain to the designer. So it's basically the same thing. What I can do is I can email her and just ask her if you want like her version of it versus the meeting minutes. I can ask her to do that too. I know she kept notes, but I thought that was really cool that you even did it that way.
And I'm willing, I can share the design packet that I shared, that I sent to Blackboard with all just to make sure that I touched on everything that you're interested in.
That would be helpful.
Absolutely.
That work.
Yeah, so Dr. Henry, they really, to be sure, so I understand, they really pick up, what logos they're gonna be using, who was let's say the judge, who taken and stuff like that.
So what's going to happen is the designer's taking they have access to the images that the kids designed and specifically the favorites that you all selected. And then they also have access to the words that you described, that you each selected to describe our community and our school district. And so what they're going to do is their graphic designer is going to submit to us multiple different options for potential logos. So what we'll do at that stage is I'll bring them to you all. And if you want to pick specifically, and we want to go back and give them feedback to edit this and put this in there, we have that opportunity.
Because I will make sure like the last time, so, I can involve, like that, parents, students,
Right.
Everybody, I don't want people to say, oh, only the staff decide. So I want everybody say, oh,
Agreed.
you don't buy the parents, why you don't pick a student, something.
Everyone's voice is part of this.
Yeah. Mr. Sokolovich,
No,
questions?
thank you.
Mr. Weldon?
Yeah, how expansive will the style guide be? Like, will it get into how the branding elements might be applied towards signage and other visible elements throughout the district? How expansive is it going to be?
I don't have an accurate answer for that, but I can get back to you. I will find out specifics of what they'll be able to provide us.
I think I don't have any other.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And that's gonna be covered what, exactly?
What?
Right.
We don't have to spend.
We don't have to spend. It's part of the website redesign.
Yeah, good.
That's
Got it.
That's good. So we'll just look for our next meeting next month just to have more of a visual perspective.
And I'll bring information about the style guide.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Dr. Henry.
Then the next thing is update on the district-wide billboard in attendance. I did receive your email, so I'm excited to have you ladies come and join us. Because I know the logo is gonna be, I don't know if it'll be done in the time that, we finish anything. However, I would love to make sure that once it is completed, that we can start, if it's in the time that we still have the money for the billboards, that we can add it to that. But if there's anything that me and Mr. Benahan can add to what you have going on.
Sure. Actually, you can take one and pass it down if you'd like. What I did was I printed out a copy of our upcoming billboard. As you can see, it'll be translated into both Spanish and Portuguese as well. You can see the blank space to the right. That's for the pictures, for the photos. So if you flip to the next page, we've received the date. And what we're hoping is that we get more submissions and we'll be able to share those. And, so we'll be able to upload at any time a new picture. I've received feedback from different schools that they're excited that they're actually coming up with different ideas for the billboard to promote attendance. And then on the next page, that's an example of our T-shirt that we've designed as well for our home visitors to use as they go into the home.
Nice.
And I brought some promotional items for fun. Share could pass it down.
I mean, I like it. I'm excited to see, once we start putting the images in, like I'm really excited to really show our students. I'm really excited on that part. I don't know, Mr. Benahan, any questions? Concerns?
I think the nice thing is it can be updated at any time. So, in real time. So as soon as new pictures come in, we can just continue to showcase the students. And like you had said, Ms. Brown, before, I think the students will be so excited to see themselves and their classmates, even their school represented up there. So I think it's great for the district.
If I could ask, I don't even know if this is something that we can do with the grant, but I was thinking, is there any way to also highlight program partners that may influence attendance as well? Because I don't know, like, for instance, like if Caribe Youth Program, like their goal is to improve students, academically, and they have a hand in helping increase attendance. Is that something?
Well, they're working, and part of when we went through the vetting of their agreement with us was the data collection. And that was one of the things that they assured us, and they're really good at providing us with data on the students that they are working with, that we can cross-reference with Power School on grades and attendance. We'll say, I mean, like I said last night, we were able to present and chosen to present at the SEL Collaborative. We've been getting a lot of positive recognition at the state level. I'm not going to name since we are on the record, but I spoke to a colleague in a similar district where chronic absenteeism is upwards of 45 to 48%. We are at 26% as of today. And so that's because we've put a lot of work. These ladies have put a lot of work in. The team in general has put a lot of work in really raising awareness to our students and families and the importance of regular attendance in school. And this is despite the COVID upticks, the quarantining and everything else. We're probably about pre-pandemic before, over the last decade, we always averaged around 23%. The year before the pandemic, we actually dipped down to 19 because we put a lot of emphasis in my first year in chronic absenteeism. So pre-pandemic, before that 1 year, we're only about 4% higher, 4 percentage points. So I think that's a testament to all our folks banding together, and these two have really spearheaded it and deserve a lot of the credit.
Definitely. That's why I bring it up is that I think as any program that we are working with, and that's why I thought I was like, even if we simply, I know is our school logo going to go on the one every day every kid for now is going to go on here too? Yes, no?
On the last one, I don't think it was, because I think they felt it would be too much.
Too much, okay.
With the picture and then the hashtag and the quote.
Okay.
And then the logo would be, and the colors just didn't kind of match up. The first one did had
Yes.
advocate, and then it had Riot too. because they are partnering with us for our home visiting LEAP program. So I definitely hear what you're saying, especially, now we're also going to be increasing our mentoring program through Bridgeport Public Education Fund, their MAX program. And so I think we definitely take every opportunity to mention all of our partners, even as Mr. Chesani was saying, on every platform, we're always talking about the partnerships that we have and giving those statistics and how they are making such an impact on our attendance and student engagement. So.
Okay, that was my only thing. I just want to make sure, like, any way that we can continue to push it as best as possible. Mr. Bennett?
No, no comment.
Oh, hi, Miss Castillo, how are you?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay, great, awesome. I'm sorry, I had the time wrong. But anyway, I'm listening. I don't have any feedback at this time because I don't have anything in front of me. Like, I'm not looking at it. But anyway, carry on.
If you can provide this in the packet so that she can be able to view it,
Absolutely.
we'll be fine. They're gonna provide it for you, Ms. Erica, prior to our next meeting.
One of the things that I should
Thank
note
you so
as
much.
well.
I appreciate it.
One of the things I should note is that while we don't have specific parameters that we need to stay within, we do use Attendance Works, the website Attendance Works, and they have messaging around attendance, and we are strongly encouraged to use that messaging. So we try to keep our messaging focused on that. For example, Attendance Makes the Difference is something that's from Attendance Works. The other thing I wanted to note is that in the translation, you'll see that Bridgeport Public should say Bridgeport Public Schools and not be translated. So I did request that that's being changed. It's just the most recent mock-up that I had.
Okay, perfect. So this will be on the next.
Yeah, it should be on, I'm hoping by the beginning of next week.
Okay, good.
The nice thing is that the one good thing in the governor's proposed budget is expansion of LEAP funds for next year. We're excited about, because then we'll be able to encourage and the increase of engagement from our students and families. So that's one positive one takeaway that's good from the proposal.
No, that's really good. I think it's definitely needed, and I'm excited to continue to work with you ladies, keeping updated, finding creative ideas to add to it. I'm glad that you guys did interpret it in another language. That was one of my other things I was going to mention, because I was like, if we're going to keep it as variety as possible, make sure that we're reflecting everyone. So I thought that was really, really good. Mr. Bennett, any questions, concerns?
No.
Yep.
Yes, I was curious. As far as the advertising campaign goes, is the Billboard the only place for advertising? Do we have any other mediums we're using?
A lot of signage and banners and such around the schools, in common areas for students and for families. Anything else?
We're also going to be running bus ads.
That's-
Ads and bus shelters. In fact, in that area, I know that we had spoken about putting some messaging around statistics. And it was suggested to us by our creative partners that we put that in a static area where people would have time to sit and look at it as opposed to on the billboard. So we're thinking in the bus shelter or on the interior of a bus would be a good place to put that.
And the message could probably be tailored. Want to go places, attendance matters.
Oh, I like
And
that.
if you, and if you want to consider trash cans, don't trash your future. So
Where you been at?
You know, you had such a creative side to it.
Oh, that's really good. That's really good.
I just thought of the static spots. And, for the people, a lot of people don't have cars, especially. What percent of our students take buses and don't have?
Yeah, we don't have a lot of, I mean, here you have probably the highest concentration of student drivers, and it's not that high. The other school's very limited. So it is, transportation is public transportation, school buses and on foot.
And one of the feedback that we've been receiving from our LEAP home visitors, it's great because now we're starting to get information, and the feedback from families is that transportation is a high need and that students are taking buses. So I think that'll be a good target area.
And I also thought I saw something that was really cool that I saw that the city did, and we can definitely bite from whatever they had. was they had, when they were advertising the 200, like Bridgeport 200, they had like the circle stickers that were all on the ground. So like as they were leading, and I don't know if that's something we could do with the district, but like maybe in certain areas leading up to a school, I think that'd be really cool to get some of the, I want to call them stickers, but they're probably something else.
Yeah.
But they're like literally, if you go downtown, you'll see them, and it has like reminding everyone like the anniversary is coming up. But even going into the schools, like leading up, as you get on a specific street that gets to the building for Central, for instance, it'd be cool to have some mats, just.
Like decals.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, those are neat. I like those.
Yeah, those are really cool. What I liked about the ones downtown is that they led to the green, where everything is going to be happening. So that's why I said if even we had a few that led to the school where everything is happening.
We'll have you connect with Rowena and see what that campaign was organized.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But other than that, I have nothing else unless Miss Erica or Mr. Bennett have anything else
No.
to add. Hearing none.
I had a quick.
Go ahead.
Are there students on the billboard that you guys are looking at?
There will be students on the billboard next week.
How many students?
It will vary. The picture can be changed on a weekly basis, but I think the
There's about 10
Yeah.
on the
current image has about 10.
Are you there?
Sorry. Yeah, can you hear me? Sorry. I asked if it's an electronic billboard.
It is.
Okay, all right, good.
Okay. All right.
And we should-
So we're excited to see that, and if we could, Mr. Testani, if we can probably put something out on our social media, reminding everyone like, hey, if you're driving down whatever highway, don't forget to take a look at maybe that's bad.
No.
Driving.
Tim's on top of that. He's been doing really well. And again, as I shared, I forget which meeting I reported out, our social media usage has been going through the roof.
Good.
Tim has really done a lot of work in promoting different schools and different things in the district. And the likes and the views are just skyrocketing. So we're keeping track of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be much more effective. So a lot of this messaging
Good.
platform as well.
Perfect. And then, wait, Mr. Weldon, I don't think I asked you. Okay. Then our last,
Where it's been great.
yeah, I've been hearing. I actually got a chance to work with the girls, and one of the ways is I don't have Parent Square, but using Teams messaging has also been cool too.
We're gonna get all the board members on Parent Square as well, so that you'll be able to receive the stuff that goes out, not just in the email, so you'll be able to receive everything. I know you already do it.
Just district wide, right?
Just district wide, yes.
We have it at every school.
But I know it wasn't on the agenda, but I just want to give you the weekly summary.
The analysis.
For last week, there was 4,504 direct messages and over 600 posts. That was last week alone. So this is really catching fire.
That's really good. Is there any way that the committee can support you ladies with this? Is there anything you need from us? How could we support you?
I mean, I think just staying in contact like we are and using your creativity when we want to come up with a new idea or some new designs, being able to reach back out to you and run some ideas by you.
Cool.
I think that would be helpful.
That works. Mr. Benham?
No questions.
Ms. Castillo? Okay, hearing none. The last thing I wanted to add is discussion of new agenda items for our next meeting. I know we'll do a recap with you guys as well, and also with the district's website, but is there anything else that you may want to add to the agenda? I know I should have asked before, but I want to leave space for any creative thoughts that you
I don't
have.
have nothing, but I can email you. You
Okay,
know what I would like to have on the agenda.
okay. Miss Erica?
I wanted to follow up with potential designers with
Yes.
Mr. Testani. So,
If you want offline, I can just give you a quick update of what we discussed earlier before you got on.
okay, perfect.
I could reach out to you tomorrow.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so if none from the committee level, what we'll do is for next meeting, we'll draft up our agenda items and move forward from there. If there's no other questions or concerns, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second, thank you everyone for joining.
Second.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for everyone for participating, and we're all set.
Okay, bye guys.